What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Next Win podcast with your host, Aunt Ma, co host, Vaseur. And today we're going to talk about how damn crazy expensive this world is because how many different avenues of income do we need to
Right.
survive?
Yeah, man. It's getting crazy. I think right now I'm trying to have a couple of different incomes.
Right? One
Just
job
in,
isn't going to cut it right now.
yeah, one job is not going to cut it.
And you're
For
just
sure.
renting in a place where it's actually affordable.
Yeah, exactly. I'm also in a different position than a lot of people where I wouldn't say a lot of people, but just doing the freelance stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely have to think about multiple incomes in case something fails.
So, how many different gigs do you have, or jobs and sources of income do you have right now?
So luckily, jobs come in from everywhere. I was able to establish myself as being able to do anything with photography and video, whether that's fitness, cars, um, yeah, just about anything, weddings. So, uh, eh,
So wedding is one avenue. Do you
yeah.
think that, or do you consider all photography and videography just one actual avenue?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um,
Because coming from the outside world, it feels like that should be one.
for sure. Um, I see it differently.
Yeah,
I see because I have friends that are just wedding photographers,
yeah,
and if something were to happen where they weren't getting any gigs, then it would be really difficult for them to survive.
yeah.
For me, I see all the different styles or I guess genres as different avenues of income.
I see.
So like if I'm having trouble with weddings, then I just go over to headshots or whatever the case may be,
Right.
and developing that clientele. But I can see where you're going with that. Right now, um, I am trying to establish different incomes. So like, if you want to lump everything into photography and video, as far as like those genres, then the other income aspects would be starting my own YouTube channel, doing
Yeah.
podcasts. Uh,
Investing in like crypto.
yeah, crypto, and then eventually looking into assets like a home.
Right.
Um, and those are the foundations that I'm trying to set right now
Yeah.
to bring those extra income
Well, yeah.
or that extra income.
You're in a great path because you're a lot younger than I am, and so I think your foundation is barely begun, but it's in a
Yeah,
good place right now.
yeah,
So you're headed in a good direction. For me, I'm a little more established because I'm not 10 years older than you, but it feels like it sometimes. But I have so my avenues, right? We have all kinds of social media stuff, right? YouTube is one avenue, and then we get sponsorships within YouTube and stuff like that. So that's still like one avenue,
mm,
right? Um, then the other avenue I have is investing in restaurants. That's my second avenue. My third is investing in stocks, which I would say same avenue as investing in crypto. So that shares the same type of avenue. Then I have real estate as my other avenue, as in like that's not a passive income. It's more of an active job, and I get checks every single month because I help so many clients every month, and so that's a fourth avenue of income. And then I just recently stopped a fifth and sixth source of income, which was independent contracting work with other businesses who needed help managing their business. And so I think I had about at the time I did like four different businesses of managing other people's businesses, and those were other sources of income as well.
mm,
Um, but now I've cut that out completely, so I can focus on, like you said, assets, owning homes, and creating that type of passive income.
yeah,
So, just by doing all that, I'm able to afford this home, and my wife can be a stay-at-home mom, and also work from home and help with our sponsorships, and our kids can, have a better life.
yeah.
And I think if we lived paycheck to paycheck, oh man, it would be horrible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I just had one source of income, I'd probably be living in a condo right now,
Yeah,
right? And my kids would probably be in a very bad school district because we'd be in a bad area where we can afford a home.
yeah,
So, um, I would say you definitely need at least three sources of income nowadays.
yeah,
Before you needed two, now it's three with the way inflation is,
yeah. And that's so hard, man.
right?
It really is, especially for um it might be a little bit easier for people who are like us, where we kind of are involved in that freelance aspect.
Yeah.
But for people that are stuck in the 9 to 5, that's kind of tough.
I mean, mine isn't like is mine considered freelance because I'm just trying to like do business everywhere.
Yeah.
I feel like okay, I thought freelance was more like you have one thing that you're good at, and then you try to find all kinds of work in that.
Or you can just be an entrepreneur. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Just that type of schedule. You're not locked into a nine to
nine to
five,
five.
is what I'm trying to say.
So at what point are you going to be like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore? Like, would you sacrifice all of that and just move to some place like Montana and live a simple life?
Mm,
Or would you always just work this hard till the day you die?
no, I definitely don't want to do that.
Right?
I'm trying to get to a point where I don't have to work at all, almost.
That is the goal.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I think that it's so weird because I have some friends, and again, I don't know their like backgrounds, if they got like inherited money or whatever, but I have some friends that just live within their means and they're happy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They make like an okay income or a decent income, and their expenses aren't too crazy. They're able to go on 1 or 2 trips a year, and
They're happy with their
yeah, they're
life.
happy.
Yeah.
And so I'm having this battle of like, how hard do I want to work? What exactly do I want to accomplish? Because like it's like, do I want a 2 million, $3 million home, $1 million home? Does it
Yeah.
really matter? Do I just want like a small home with a big backyard? I'm trying to figure out that aspect for myself, and then once I could figure that out, then I think it's just really living within my means, and just having that income.
I think you figure out what you want while you're in that experience.
Oh yeah, for
So
sure.
you just got to pick one and be in that house and be
Yeah,
like, am I happy or do I need to upgrade or downgrade?
yeah,
You know what I mean? And that's when you figure things out is
right.
through the experience.
Yeah, I just have some people. I have some friends that they're just obsessed with work.
Yeah.
They're gonna work until the day they die.
I feel like that's us, dude. Like
Oh, that's not me, bro.
we're trying we're what we're doing is we're working so hard right now so we can retire early, right?
Yeah,
But it's like things in the world keep getting more expensive and getting more fucked up that I can't.
yeah,
Or my family is growing to where I can't retire early because now the money that I'm trying to work hard for is going to them.
yeah. Um,
Like everything is getting in the way of me trying to retire early, is what I'm trying to say.
yeah. It just depends on what your idea of retirement is too. Because I have some friends that they work, but they feel like they're retired because they're doing what they love.
Oh, I
You,
see.
you know what I mean?
Yep.
Whereas for us, we're trying to find what's going to bring us that income, and we have to grind, and we have to do all these things, and we have to do things that we don't enjoy,
Yeah.
and it feels like work at times.
I think my retirement life is going to be when I'm collecting only passive income. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Like I just want to own multiple houses and just collect.
yeah. For me, what I figured out is having things automated.
Yes, that is passive income.
So whether that's I mean, I feel like it's with businesses. So like, let's say you're doing rentals or whatever, you have to automate it in some sense. Unless you're okay with checking in on the house every once in a while and doing
Yeah.
that little bit of work, then if you can automate those processes and then you have a couple properties that are bringing in that cash flow, then you're just chilling.
Yeah, I think like actively going to the house once a month, that's fine. You
Yeah.
know, that's little stuff.
Yeah.
I would still consider that like retirement life, you
Mm,
know. Um but when you're actually in a day-to-day thing, that's where I'm like I don't want to do day-to-day stuff in like
me either.
when I'm 50, you know.
Yeah. And that's part of the steps that I'm taking for photography and video.
So like if you were to own a business and you automate your business and pretty much you're just an owner who collects, you have to find someone who's as good as you to take care of all of the responsibilities.
Yes.
So like if someone calls you and says, "Hey dude, um someone slipped at the office. What do I do?" You got to find someone who knows what they're going to do instead of
Yeah.
calling you,
Hmm.
right? Until you're at that point, you're not retired.
Yeah.
Like I don't want no one calling me for anything, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
want to be in Hawaii and enjoying time with my grandkids.
Yeah. Yeah. My thing too is if there's like a easier or faster or whatever kind of way to make things better, um, I'd rather just do that.
Isn't that what everyone's trying to do?
Yeah, but there is ways to do it, and I think some people are either afraid to go through those processes or like not willing. Like for me, I was like, okay, if I'm making $800 on a project, right? What benefits me more? Spending out of that $800, giving $200 to an editor, to edit it, and then I have that peace of mind of like, okay, they're gonna cover it, and then I just have to check in, maybe like when they're done with the edit, just make some notes, um, and then now I can do all that work from Lake Mammoth or something, or
Yeah.
like vacationing. Like I don't mind doing that and checking in.
Yeah.
And then if I absolutely have to, then I'll jump in to refine the edits or something. But you have to decide, okay, from that money that I'm making, how much am I willing to give up to automate the systems?
That's where I'm at right now in my life. A
Hmm.
lot of things are being automated, and I do have to check in when I'm on trips.
Yeah.
And it's to the point where now I'm a few years in that when I am checking in while I'm on trips, it's work.
Yeah.
So I am not with my wife or my kids while I'm checking in.
Yeah.
And so I want to be completely
Oh,
hands
for
off.
sure. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Like,
And that's just that there's a shift there that needs to be made.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I'm not at that point yet.
yeah.
But if you can figure that out, you just let me know.
Yeah, no,
You
I'm trying to
know,
figure it out too,
so
dude.
but that's the thing is if you can make those small steps and to get you to where you want to be like that,
Yeah.
then like go for it.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about taking risks, guys. Having all kinds of different avenues of income.
Yeah,
We
for sure.
all need it nowadays, unless you're relying on mommy and daddy's money, which not everybody can. And so, um, get a head start while you're young. If you can work and do all these different things, do it.
Yeah.
Because as you get older, you're gonna get tired, like me, and I'm not gonna want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
So,
I think if you can invest and learn some skill sets,
yeah,
bro, even if you're mowing the lawn one day
yeah.
and then taking pictures the next day and then doing some Instagram posts for a business the weekend, you
You
know
know,
you
you know how to automate that right there. Uh, while you're doing your Instagram and whatever things you just mentioned, and then the other day you're mowing the lawn, you would invest in I don't know what they're called, but maybe like an iRobot for mowing the lawn, right? You just tell your neighbors, hey, I'll mow your lawn for you for $20 a week, and they're like, sure. They didn't ask you how you're gonna do it,
yeah.
and all you do is turn on your machine, and it cuts their lawn. I think that's a great investment. Why don't we just do that for the whole block and the whole community?
Yeah. I think if you can figure out a way to make things easier for yourself,
Yeah.
um, then do it.
I think that's a Gen Z's world right now. So I just saw a TikTok about someone who hired Gen Zs in their office. And so the boss said, bring me 50 blank pages, just like papers. And they're like, okay. And so when the Gen Z brought them 50 pages of paper, the boss said, why is it warm? And he's like, oh, well, I didn't want to count it all by hand. So I went to the copy machine and typed in 50 and printed 50 blank pages.
Mm,
So they didn't have to use their brain to count.
mm,
And they're like, wow, like that's really smart.
yeah.
So any way you can automate stuff, man, Gen Z's got it down.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man.
All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know that it's a little stressful thinking about all kinds of jobs, but hey, if you have that one good job, there's a lot of nurses, doctors out there, lawyers who don't need different sources of income. But you got to remember, these people who have money, they're also buying assets and getting passive income. So you guys should start thinking about that too. And I hope you guys enjoyed every single episode that we do, and just catch us on the next one. All right, so peace.